Well, I've been talking to a number of campaigns, and I know you all have as well, and the consensus seems to be that there is a top tier that consists of Floyd Bonner, Willie Harrington, and Paul Young that are most likely, one of those three men likely to win this thing. And then there's a second tier, J.W. Gibson, Michelle McKissick, and Van Turner. As you look at these different campaigns, who's behind you? What do they need to do to get ahead, and who's ahead where they need to keep that momentum alive? Keith, I'll start with you.
Van can come out of the second tier and move into the first tier, and he can either tie or bump Willie Harrington. Van keeps messaging as strong as he is right now and really going forward. Van has really put some people on the offensive, and he's changed the trajectory of his campaign. And so I think
his lawyer skills have shown up.
He's moving forward.
Yeah,
so I think I like what I see in Van right now.
Susan, how about you?
I totally agree with Keith.
About time.
No debate. I think that he's right. Van has that momentum. Van will move up. What happens to Bonner and Paul Young, I just don't know. Bonner has a solid base. He has a solid group of people who are unmovable that will stick with him. I think the one that's the softest of the two, it's my opinion, is Paul Young. And because he came in the race, people don't know him. A lot of people still don't know him. They think they know him. I think that if Van handles himself correctly and other candidates do, they can take votes away from Young. Young needs to be careful.
Interesting. Otis.
Yeah, I think what they have to do is go after some low-hanging fruit here with the voters. Susan mentioned earlier, young people are not really energized. That may be true. But people 18 to 37 make up 35% of the registered voters. And we have, this year, the fourth largest registered voter base in Memphis in history. So this is a golden opportunity for somebody like Van and Paul to go out there and energize that 18 to 37%. If they do that and get those numbers up in that category alone, one of them can win this election.
Just remember this, only one candidate has gone from single digits to double digits. Who is it?
Van.
Paul.
Paul.
Paul started out at 8%.
Well, that tells you what money can do for a campaign.
It tells you what consistency and hard work will do as well. Paul has worked harder than
Ask me
everybody.
if this man has picked a candidate yet.
No. Really, Paul is working. I like good politics. I like to see. Remember what I said at the beginning?
He's done an excellent job.
I want to see people ask for my vote and earn my vote. And Paul has worked.
He has worked, and he's done a remarkable job. But you talked earlier about missed opportunities. A missed opportunity is that 52% of this community is female.
True.
And women vote in greater percentages than men.
Well, you and I were talking about that on the phone.
That's exactly what we were talking about. I thought Michelle would have closed the gap on taking advantage of that because the 52%, like you said, the female-headed households, women and children who live in poverty, headed by black females, Michelle could have really taken advantage and knocked that one out of the park, identified with that group, and really said, hey, I'm your person, and this is why we need it. This is why we need a woman in the mayor's office.
Well, there's lots of weeks left in the race. This is not over. Go ahead.
I just want to take one topic, and you probably join with me, that the one topic that Van Turner really drove home in all the debates is that the underlying problem in this community, the largest problem is poverty. And until we fix that problem and education, nothing else will work.
Van's the only one talking about that.
And now he's getting some more money to drive that message home during the next 2 weeks of early voting, and then, of course, on Election Day. Again, I say Van Turner and Paul Young have the momentum here.
Okay, all right. We're going to talk about a different kind of politics when we come back, the politics of sports stadiums and funding them when we come right back.